I'm Edie Lash, and I'm here in the Hub Culture Pavilion in Davos, and I'm very pleased to be joined by Alfredo Capote. Thanks for coming. Head of Investment Banking in City, Mexico. We are talking about the M in Mint, these new emerging economies. I'm really interested in what's happening with regards to energy in Mexico. First change in the constitution regarding energy since the 1930s. Tell me what's happened.
Exactly, had pretty significant change. For the first time, Mexico has fully opened its energy sector to both local and foreign investors. It's something that used to be fully regulated by the government, but now you can actually, come and invest in the full chain, going all the way from extracting the oil to distributing electricity.
And this has been allowed by Pemex, which has previously had a whole monopoly. Is that correct?
That's correct. That monopoly was created by these specific laws that were in place. So basically, these laws will continue to help Pemex be one of the main providers of energy, but then now it's going to be complemented by much needed investment that it will go into the sector.
So what does that mean for Mexico in terms of investment flows?
Exactly. What the forecast that people have right now is that the total investment that is going to go into the energy sector is going to be roughly 20% of Mexico's GDP. Mexico's GDP is about $1 trillion, so it's roughly about $200 billion going to be invested in the country over the next 10 to 15 years to build out all this infrastructure.
And what does that mean in terms of, if you look at the American energy bloc that I think you think is emerging, what does that mean for self-sufficiency and trade?
Absolutely. I think that NAFTA has been a very loud success, in many, many ways. I think that people have different views depending on the political angle that they want to look at. But fundamentally, it has permitted Canada, US, and Mexico to be fully connected from not only an economic point of view, from a labor market point of view, from a manufacturing point of view, but now more importantly, is going to be creating one of the most competitive energy blocs that you will find in the world. Specifically, I think that this is going to represent an excellent opportunity to really make the manufacturing and the energy industry in the three countries really blossom, because eventually you're going to have one of the lowest costs of energy that you can find around the world, and that is going to facilitate, the exporting facilities of these different countries.
And how's that going to change the energy dynamic and the bloc dynamic between the West and, for example, China, Russia?
Exactly. I think that each of these blocks are going to be trying to become more and more competitive. I think that the resources that people are going to try to look at are more local rather than global, and that is going to create like a similar effect as the one that you're having in the US with respect to the shale oil and gas sector that has been developing very well. So you will see China to find more of their resources. You will see Russia trying to export a lot of the natural gas facilities that they have there. And I think it's going to be an interesting dynamic, because not only is going to depend on what is going to happen externally, but also internally in the countries with respect to the population that you're going to have there. China is going to continue to increase its population. Russia is going to decrease its population, and therefore the energy requirements that they're going to have are going to be, quite different. And therefore that is going to create a new competitive environment that is going to be very interesting to the future.
Alfredo, I look forward to discussing this with you over the coming years. Thanks very much. I'm Edie Lush here in the Hub Culture Pavilion in Davos.